Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
There it is.
It's Coronation Day, my friend.
It's Coronation Day.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Dead and gone. Dead and gone. In the dirt. You know what I mean?
I feel like a phoenix
Rising from the ashes.
in Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. There was a there was a dumpster fire that was the old commissioner's legacy, and you've risen out of that dumpster fire.
Well, I put together the pieces.
Well, you know what? You saw that there was something that needed to be made of it,
Yeah.
and not just the mess that was left.
No.
And you just said, you know what? I think that I can be that phoenix from these ashes, because I helped pour gasoline on the dumpster fire.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just sick of it. I was sick of the smoldering embers, and I was like, look, we can all see where this is going.
Yeah.
There's no saving that.
No.
So let's stop the slow burn.
Yeah.
Get the kerosene, get the fucking gasoline and a fucking match. Flame on!
The only way that this is going to be rebuilt
Yes.
is if we burn it to the ground quicker.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Right?
Everybody else was just going to be like, oh, that was sad. My little dollhouse that I had in 2009 and 2010. It was so beautiful. I'm like, fuck, pour the gasoline on it. You know what I mean? Zippo like a gangster, like Johnny Depp in fucking The Two Mexicans. You know?
Exactly like that.
I'm not even sure that's the name of the movie. El Mariachi, maybe. I think that's the name of the movie.
Right. No Country for Old Men.
Exactly.
Where he just kills you with that cow.
The cattle stun gun prod.
That thing.
Yeah, that's a dangerous movie. I just saw that for the first time a couple
It's a
months
good
ago.
film.
Yeah, it was
Javier
good.
Bardem. His coronation, as it were,
yeah.
into the acting world.
Yeah, exactly. I can't even talk about actors without Javier Bardem.
Of course.
Yeah, Vicky Cristina Barcelona and that one.
And James Bond. He was a bad guy in James Bond.
Oh, he's good in that too.
He's
He's
good
with
in
his
that.
face. He
His
takes
face all fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah. That is a good one.
Team Big Daddy would like that reference. He's big James Bond guy.
He is. He's strangely good at his James Bond knowledge. Actually, Do you think he ever thinks of himself as James Bond?
New Year's Eve, when he throws on the tux and the cummerbund.
Yes. Yeah.
And drinks a martini.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe this is why he got into this profession, because he knew guaranteed he could do that once a year.
What is his favorite Bond movie, and why is it Octopussy?
For the name. Why is that everybody's favorite Bond movie?
Right.
Ours is obviously GoldenEye, strictly because of Pierce Brosnan and
the
age
video
range.
game.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
what I'm
video
saying.
game.
Yeah, well, I said Pierce Brosnan as if it was a Bond reference, but we know it's just about that multiplayer or Golden Gun
Yeah.
complex.
Oh, what was the one? Was it his third with Halle Berry?
Yeah, they paid her like $1.7 million just to pull her tits out.
Just to, like, walk out of the ocean.
Yeah, with her orange bikini or yellow bikini.
Yeah.
Halle Berry's a smoke show.
Still is.
Still is.
Holds up. Swordfish.
Swordfish, powerful. That's the movie she got paid for the
she got
tits.
paid a lot
The
of
other
money,
thing was the bikini. My mom worked with Halle Berry.
Oh.
I can tell the story. It's not even too long for me. So my mom, as you know, is an officer of the law, and our family friend was a casting agent is still a casting agent for the films that are made downtown.
Yep.
And he was out for dinner with my mom and whatnot. It was like a family thing. And he was like, oh, right, you're an officer. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, I need a female officer to be in a movie. And she's like, yeah, I'll do it. And then it was like 3 weeks later, she was on set. And my mom has accredited role and has a line. It's in a really shitty Halle Berry movie. Came out probably, I would guess, 15 years ago. If I was, I think it's, shit, I'm going to kill myself. I'll look it up while we're talking. But anyways, so she gets on set. There's fucking Halle Berry. And they're like, look, all your acting is you're going to go to Halle Berry, knock on her front door. You're going to tell her that her husband's dead, like you would any other person.
Okay.
And my mom's like, do I have lines? She goes, no, just this is her husband's name. However you would do it, just go.
Wow.
And yeah, and she had a partner in the scene, a male partner, and he was dressed up. He was an actor, but my mom was actually.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, so she's super, super nervous, and it's Halle Berry, and there's no stand-in. Halle's like, no, because she's not an actor. Like, I'll work with her.
Yeah.
Like, and my mom said she's like shaking and whatnot, and Halle was super sweet. And my mom said tiny, like 5 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny. Anyways, so my mom says that the best part about the whole thing, she says, I think her line is, Mrs. Burke, your husband's passed away, or your husband has been hit by a car, whatever the hell the line is.
Yeah, okay.
And she's actually in the trailer too. My mom's line opens the trailer. If we find the trailer, you can see it. But my mom said that what's so funny about Halle Berry is that it only happened when she wasn't on camera, but she could cry on cue, like absolutely just cry on cue. But to get herself to cry, I guess she had to do something with her tear ducts, so she had to flare her nostrils. So she's like, as she was talking to Halle Berry was just flaring her nostrils out the entire time.
Right.
So my mom's
off camera, yeah.
just to get herself to start crying. So like they'd just talk, they'd be having a normal conversation, it'd be like, okay, we're rolling, and then Halle would just start flaring her nostrils, and then my mom would say, oh, your husband's dead, and then Halle would just burst out crying and then just hug my mom. And I said, Mom, is she single?
Mm-hmm. Naturally.
My mom laughed. And didn't even, like, give me the time of day.
No.
Like, there was no, like, oh, yeah, maybe, Dawn, if you're lucky, blah, blah, blah. She's like, no. I'm like, no to what? Like, do you have Halle's number? Like, now is it, like, are you protecting me from Halle? Anyways.
Well, if George Costanza can go on a date with Marissa Tomei, Donovan Dick can go on a date with Halle Berry. I liken them almost in the exact same vein.
Yeah. Yeah. With,
Tomei's an Oscar winner. That's the only thing.
So is Halle, the first black Oscar winner of all time.
I have no idea.
Yeah, she won Monsters Ball.
Great.
She has sex with
Charlize?
Bobby Ray
that's
Thornton.
Not Monsters. Is that Monsters Ball?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Monster.
No.
That's Charlize.
Monsters Ball. Billy
Billy
Bob Thornton. Yeah, they have sex for real in that movie.
Great.
Yeah, you can see his balls. Why wouldn't you be able to? Man's got a 1-2 piece on him.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my Halle Berry story. How did we get there? James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah. Brad's a big James Bond guy.
You biggest I know.
My mom's a big Halle Berry lady. I'm a big Halle Berry lady.
How are you not? Who isn't?
Yeah, that's true.
If anyone's listening right now, call in and tell us why you're not a Halle Berry.
A Halle Berry person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Now, do you think is Brad? I mean, there's obviously two ways you can go with Brad. I think on this topic, and that's, is he Timothy Dalton or is he Roger Moore Bond? Because there's no way he likes anybody else. Those are clearly his two favorites.
You think
and who's one and who's two?
You think it's Roger Moore and Timothy Dalton?
Oh yeah.
You don't think
I got Brad pegged as a Dalton guy, but he might.
Why do you blow by Connery? Everybody's a hipster about Bond. A lot of people go, I think about Connery. It's like, you didn't even watch Connery's movie. Brad did. I'm not saying Brad didn't.
Right.
But half the guys listening right now have never seen Octopussy.
No.
Not a chance.
I'd say 11 out of the 12 guys listening right now haven't seen it.
I saw all the Bond flicks when I was younger. Okay. I haven't seen any of them.
The old ones are bad.
Like I saw them when I was like 10, kind of thing. Like
yeah.
I haven't seen them today. I don't imagine they'd be great, but the new Bonds are good. All of the Daniel Craig ones I really enjoy.
There's one coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good, but all of them are good.
There was a rumor Idris Elba was going to be the next Bond.
Why?
I wonder if that's going through.
No, COVID. He got COVID.
Right.
You can't.
Bond can't get COVID, so obviously he can.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything else. It's just the COVID thing.
Did they get him some Regeneron?
Regeneron, brought to you by the White House. No, like when they were making the decision on who to be the next Bond,
Yeah.
the only thing that would stop Idris Elba, I would say, is just the COVID. Like, I think the world's ready for another actor to play.
I thought Craig was done, and now he's got another one coming out.
Just that's it.
Now he's done.
That
was his last one.
Yeah, Elba wasn't supposed to do that one. Elba was supposed to do his own. Elba.
Idris.
E-L-B-A, right?
It's
Well, you can call him
tomato, potato.
You say Brosnan. You say Connery. Why couldn't you say Elba?
Dalton, Moore.
Dalton and Moore. You know why? I just read recently. Do you know why Roger Moore stopped doing James Bond?
No.
It's because in the last Bond flick he did, he was older than the James Bond, than the female's mom was in real life. So that he had a female love interest in whoever the Bond girl was.
Yeah.
He was 57 or 58, and she was 27, and her mom was 55, and he was like, I can't, this could be I don't even know what to do here.
Right.
He's like, this is so inappropriate. That she could have my grandkids. I can't. Something like that. He was like, I'm too old. This is creepy. I don't know why people want to watch somebody 30 years older than the person. And
Would Brosnan have been in his 50s? Maybe he was in his 40s.
I don't know. He still looks like Brosnan tries to grow his beard out. He's all gray and shaggy and wrinkled. And I know, Kurt's listening to this right now, and he only knows Brosnan from Miss Doubtfire as the prudy boyfriend. Is that the name?
More of a thick soup than a name.
Is that a Doubtfire reference?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just can think of him as getting hit in the back of the head with the orange.
Oh, the run by fruiting.
Yeah. Have you ever really thought about Miss Doubtfire? As an idea?
Trying to portray that character myself?
No, dressing up as
dressing up as a woman. I don't understand.
I just think that I don't understand. As an adult now, I don't understand how certain things were okay for adults when we were kids. We like Miss Doubtfire because it had the chick from Matilda. And then it had Robin Williams, who was the genie.
Yeah.
And
there was lots of
and
jokes.
Jumanji and all that. But it's clearly geared towards children, Miss Doubtfire.
Yes.
And it was a big hit. Now think about being in your 30s.
Yeah.
How many kids movies are you out there watching? None. That aren't Pet Paws or Paw Patrol or whatever you're watching.
Right.
But you're not going out and seeing these movies. I'm going to keep going with this before you interject.
Yeah.
But think about the storyline there. Husband and wife have 3 kids.
Yeah.
He can't keep a job and he's shitty and keeps leaving the kids behind.
Right.
They divorce.
Yeah.
He can't live on his own because he's a mess.
Yeah.
And rather than allow her to move on with her life and date a very successful, handsome new man, he dresses up like a old woman and then takes over the household.
Yeah.
And the whole reason that he does that is so that he can, A, be close to the kids like he wants to, but the whole reason that she left him in the first place is because he was too broke to afford to do anything. So he's too...
No, I think he was just a goof off.
He was too broke to afford child support and anything, so she wanted nothing to do with him. So rather than get a fucking job, that creep dresses like an old lady, stuffs his bra, and fucking goes and ruins this woman's new relationship.
Well, he does get a job.
As a maid?
No, he boxes them and he ships them.
Boxes and ships
He's
what?
an importer-exporter. What do you do after you box them? You ship them. That's a classic line. He's moonlighting. He's moonlighting in a warehouse.
Where did he get
his day job?
Where did he get the energy? It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I wouldn't watch that movie today. And
100% you would. It's great.
No, I'm not. I'm just,
when he's got the mask on of the cream and he's dropping it into the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, but you couldn't
he's taking a piss standing up and the kid walks in.
Are you going to the theater right now, you and Ash, $25 each to see this version of Mrs. Doubtfire?
Do they make these movies anymore that are adult but geared towards kids? I don't even know that those exist anymore. I think there's just a big divide now. If you're not taking your kid to see a cartoon, you're not going to see you're not taking your 10-year-old to see Mrs. Doubtfire because that movie doesn't exist anymore. What was the last movie that came out that was something like that?
That's what I'm saying.
It
So
doesn't
what the
happen.
fuck were 30-year-olds doing in the mid-90s?
Like our parents when they took us to Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, that made sense because they were our parents.
Yeah.
So what were the single 30-year-olds
Single third. I don't
in
think
94, 95?
they were deadbeats.
Of course they were.
Yeah.
Of course they were deadbeats.
Yeah.
That was like, that's just, they were supposed to have the picket fence and shit, and you took your kids that you didn't like to the movies on Friday, and that was kind of how it is.
Yeah.
Like, now that's totally normal. But, like, as a guy in his mid-30s, single, and a kind of a deadbeat, it kind of makes sense, but I'd never go fucking see Mrs. Doubtfire. It wouldn't be the biggest movie of the year. And I assume it was. They were making Schindler's List, Shawshank, Mrs. Doubtfire. It's disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting. I think, you know what? Fuck Mrs. Doubtfire. You heard it here first.
Wow.
I'm a little hot. You know why?
I'd like to hear it.
Well, you know, we started that because I asked you the other day, I said, where do you hail from? You know, what's your lineage?
Yeah.
And you said, I believe it was 7th generation,
Ninth.
9th generation Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm as Canadian as it gets. You went on some maple syrup rant that I
Yeah.
fucking ignored to shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you said some part behind that was English, right?
Yeah.
And so we start this with a Coronation song celebrating Rule Britannia is the name of the song that we put on.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, I only knew it because of the Davey Boy Smith British Bulldog theme song. But I sit here in this home as born and raised Irish Catholic, okay? West Belfast, that's the good side for any prods fucking listening. And I'm listening to Rule Britannia. You know what my lineage would do? They'd fucking string me up and blow my brains out for fucking having that playing. So I'm a little hot. Then I talked about Halle Berry. I cooled. Now I'm back to the weirdo that was Mrs. Doubtfire.
See, I just make like a roast beef dinner with some Yorkshire pudding and I call it a day. And you're getting lynched?
No, I wouldn't get lynched. Well, they would be upset that I had that song playing.
Right.
They would have tried to shoot the Davey Boy Smith in the face.
Right.
You know what? Look at what your 7th generation... Exactly. You might be the worst kind. Because why did they leave England?
A whole new world, buddy. Who knows what's over there?
They were probably bishops or not squires. What do you call them? Lords of some land. You guys were behind the fucking potato famine, and now you're over
The
here.
Sayers clan's been running shit for a long time.
Yeah,
We're born leaders. You know? We're well looked upon.
You stole my people's land, and you tried to kill all of them. And you probably wrote Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm really anti-Doubtfire.
Look at where we are now. And look at where you know what though? It's a celebration today. It's not we shouldn't be getting mad.
Sorry,
We're
congratulations.
excited. Yeah.
Congratulations.
And if there's one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make this league great again.
It's the only thing we can do.
That's all we can do.
Well,
Mulga.
Make our league. How about Mulga?
Mulga.
Make our league
Yeah,
great again.
we're gonna get some hats.
Yeah, Mulga hats.
Mulga hats, and we're gonna make it happen because I think the passion was lost in this league. And it came from the top down.
You know, this is one of the problems. You know, with that grassroots movements these days have. The common question to ask is, who's their leader? What are they? What are they protesting? What are they talking about? And it's just like this league. Who's the leader? What's the point of it? What are they doing? Why is there a podcast? And you know what? It's tough to say why. But now, hopefully, going forward, we can say why. Because we're Mulga, baby. We're making our league great again.
Yeah.
We're Mulgaing one day at a time.
We're reigniting that fire.
Yes. The gasoline, the phoenix.
We're enforcing the rules.
Yes. We're making them up as we go.
Doesn't
matter. We're not... So
we're making the tough decisions when they need to be made.
And we're not getting confused and waiting once every 365 days.
Nobody needs to wait.
This is this is how decisions get made these days. On the fly.
Yeah.
Fast and loose. But they get done. Love them or hate them. You know, this is the thing about decisions. You know, we don't care about your happiness. You don't always have to like the outcome. Your feelings are not relevant. But there was an outcome. It was decided on. It wasn't, oh, I just, all the change fell out of Mike's pockets, and it's like, I guess you could have a quarter, maybe, for a gumball. I don't even know where I was going with that. But it was just something about Mike being like lost and looking down, and his phone's broken. And
well, 10 years he built the league into what it is now, so there is some credit that has to be due.
What do you mean built?
Started, commissioned from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know that he started. He was just. I think that the people who wanted to start it just said, we don't want to be commissioners,
right?
And just made it.
Well, so he stepped up and he did that.
Stepped.
He's a founding father. That's just
okay.
What it's going to have to be called.
He's not John Hancock. He was maybe there when the Declaration was signed.
Right.
His smudge
but
is on it.
He was in control of making sure the paper got to where it needed to be.
And then Nicolas Cage just came and stole it out from under him. You're the Nicolas Cage in his National Treasure.
Well, A, I didn't ask for it. B, I was just appointed it. C, I'm the only one who does everything for the league. So I was the rightful appointment.
All of your fingers are in the cookie jar. You got all the thumbs in the pie.
Well, who's the guy that's creating a Google Doc for people to follow and a bit of a league Bible?
You.
Who's the guy that's organizing drafts multiple years in a row, including an entire Vegas draft with some hosts and some events and some things going on?
You.
Who's the guy that's always making the draft board for draft day?
You.
Who's the guy that's making decisions when people call him because they can't get a hold of the other commissioner because he puts his phone away or it's dead and he's too busy trying to clean a stain off of his shirt?
You. I think we could continue.
There's many more.
There's too many
But
more.
that's the passion I have for fantasy football. And the passion I have for this league. So I'm there to make decisions and answer the questions.
The thing is that it's almost like you aren't the hero we deserve. You're the hero we need.
Yeah.
You can run the league because you can take it. That's it.
I don't need everybody to like me. I don't care if you do or not.
Who did in the first place?
Nobody. That's why my first order of business is to obviously remove Perry from the league. So we're looking for a spot.
Perfect.
And we're not even putting that to a vote. It's just over. So thanks. Obviously, the only natural thing to do would be to move all of his players onto my team, and then we figure it out from there.
I don't even know what doctrine your league is falling under, but I assume that's written down in a Google Doc somewhere.
It's somewhere.
That's in the fine print.
Yeah.
It's done. So as it was maybe written, so as it will be so. I like that was the first place you went. Perry's gone. I couldn't have guessed anywhere that was going, but Perry's gone. Yeah. Oh God, Perry's somewhere chuckling like, "What the fuck did I do?
How did I get?
I was happy for Sarah's good work, man. I love the Vegas trip. Perry, you're out. All right, well, fuck you guys, then. I guess that's it. But it was good. It's just nice because it's a fresh coat of paint. You know what I mean? It's just a new way. It's just nice that even when I knew nothing was going to get done or it was going to get done against anybody's concerns at any point in time during all of the years of this league.
Yeah.
It's just nice to go, okay, will something get done? If the odds are, pretty good, well, fuck it. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it over the nothing's going to get done, so I won't like or dislike whatever it is in the first place.
Yeah. It'll still be democratic. We'll still put things to a vote, but there's going to be limits. There's going to be times, and when a decision has to be made, it's going to be made.
And I think I can speak for the rest of us when I say, well, one of the things that I can speak for the rest of us, because nobody else is calling in, that I know of, is, for my opinion on that is, like I said earlier, it doesn't. Me being happy, or Sully being happy, or Nightingale or Paul being happy with a decision being made is not the point. It's as long as whatever decision gets made, and it's public. It's like, hey, we're doing this, guys, just to let you know that this is happening. Like, for example, if Brad dropped Dalvin Cook to pick up Hayden Hurst to slide him in, text you goes, hey man, I fucked up. This happened right now. Just blah blah blah. Okay, does anybody like that? Maybe not, because Brad, you just fudged something. But if it's like, hey, Brad did this by accident, he messaged me fucking a minute later, I'm putting him back on the team, fuck off.
Yeah.
We don't have to be happy, but at least it gets done. Not the shady, sneaky way.
No.
The half-assed cutting corners, like where nothing actually gets cut.
Yeah.
It's like folded underneath, like a shitty wrapped present. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way that it used to be run. Like, oh, I hope you won't notice how poorly this was gift wrapped because I just put colored paper
I don't know
on it.
that necessarily was intentional. I just think it was just a lack of passion. And I shouldn't say lack of passion, just not the same passion that I've got.
I didn't feel any care. Did you feel care? How often did you feel any care?
Well, I was the one doing the caring, so it was like...
You felt the care.
I was going above the commissioner's head because I wanted to make sure that I was having a good time and I was enjoying my fantasy football experience.
Right. And it's like, if you're having a good time, there's better chance that other people are having a good time.
Well, let's circle back to Vegas then.
Okay.
Say I just sit back and I don't do anything.
Right. This year or in general?
Leading up to Vegas.
Okay.
What's our draft look like while we're there?
Meaning we rely on the commissioner to do commissioner jobs.
No, everybody else. I literally I don't say anything, I don't do anything. I just book a flight, book a room.
I think me and you just go to Vegas.
What's our draft look like?
I don't know. I would have never volunteered to do something I didn't intend to do, put some effort into it. So I held up my side of the bargain in that sense. See, there's the other part. Not everybody wants to be the organizer. And it's not that you want to be it, but when you take that mantle, it's, well, you run with it, but you ran and executed. So
I don't want to be the organizer all the time.
No.
But
who does?
I always end up doing it because I know that I don't want to be let down in my experience.
Nah.
So if I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to make sure that I get out of it what I want. Right?
Right.
I don't want to sit in a fucking boardroom and draft or sit on a bed in a hotel room and draft. If we're going to go to Vegas, we're going to draft like we're in Vegas.
We're going to do it real nice and real proper. Right. Yeah, I understand that. And, so if you want a pat on the back for Vegas...
No, it's not. I'm not looking for... I'm just saying that's how I operate.
You get it done.
I want to make sure that I have the experience I want to, so I'm going to organize it to make sure that happens.
Yeah, well, and you...
And everybody else is thrilled.
Yeah, you lean towards a good experience. It's not like, you're trying to host a draft, and the reality is you sit outside, get pissed drunk by yourself, and put on a webcam. That's not fun for anybody else.
No.
So why would I assume that that's what you would want to do in Vegas?
Right.
It's not...
But I also want to have a good draft with everybody involved, so I go out of my way to find a website where people can access and watch the draft board live who aren't there, so they can make picks in a timely manner, and we're not texting back and forth or auto-drafting.
Oh, yeah, I even tried to do that. I even set up the Skype and shit last year for Hinton. Was Hinton the only one who missed?
Hinton and Kurt, I think. Yeah.
Hinton and Kurt. I'm sure they had very valid excuses, other than, no, you can't even ask to go. Sorry, that was shots at both of you. Anyways, hold on. What? No, that's good. Sorry, I was trying to think. Shit, what time of the Euro is that? No, we're safe. Pretty sure we're safe. So anyways, good work. It's a coronation. So
here we are. So it's a new future, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
And what I actually...
It's a bright future. It's a brighter future than it was.
There's a lot of things that are going to be put in place and mandated. I didn't care for how poorly the belt was handled and changed teams, which it didn't.
Has it?
It hasn't. Obviously, the champion doesn't care to take it, and the former champ, I thought, handled that poorly and not bringing it to the draft. So I think that's going to change and be exchanged at Super Bowl like it should be.
Okay, can I just one thing about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with you. I think that the champ should have brought the belt. That should be passed on, or it's
there's a ceremony,
or there's an intention of, okay, if it's not today, it's at American Thanksgiving, or it's at the whatever. Or, I don't care as long as there's an intention. Now he shrugged it off. It was a good line. I can't remember what it was, but Perry did make me chuckle with his why he didn't bring the belt, right?
Right.
But in the same sense, what the fuck has Brad Friend done in the meantime for the belt?
Right.
Like, hey, you're fired. How about that? You want to kick somebody out? Brad Friend. That's the second time he hasn't given a fuck about the championship. To squeeze 2 shekels together. Like, we're not in this for an investment. We're here for the fucking trophy.
Well, he needs all that money because he's got to buy extra quarterbacks off FAP.
Yeah, that's true.
How are you going to spend money on more quarterbacks if you don't have money to spend?
No, I get that, but it's just something to be said. Like, I remember how shitty I felt when I brought the trophy and the belt, like a good champion, to Brad and a meet. And I was like, here, guys, like it pulled on my heartstrings to have to hand it over, but I did, like the man, the champion, the upstanding citizen that I am.
Yeah.
Always have been, ride or die. I just threw that in. When they left it, it was up to me to then go, okay, well, I can't leave it in Nightingale's house because God only knows what the hell he was doing back in those days.
Yeah.
And so I had to drag it home, and I put it in my closet underneath, just
kept it safe.
I kept
Tucked
it
away.
safe, but I had to keep it hidden because I can't look at it. I can't touch it.
No.
I can't, I can't. But it's like, they're my babies. They're just there. And it's like, I can't even celebrate them. But that's how much it means to me. I had to suffer through 5 months of that before, even then, they don't, and then again, everybody knows it. There's no bones about it. There's no qualms. Brad never asked for it. Amit never asked for it. And I doubt Brad's asked for it this year.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves it.
Where is the trophy?
Fucking pull Perry, pull Brad, you're out next.
Where is the trophy?
The trophy, Dan had the trophy. Then Dan gave the trophy to
Mike? Does Mike have the trophy?
I feel like the trophy was broken, then it was fixed. Dan didn't have the trophy anymore. I remember when he dropped out.
Someone else has the trophy. Okay, well, we need to get our hands on
Where's
the trophy.
the fucking trophy?
That's what we need to do. We need to get our hands on the trophy.
Why
That
are we
needs to keep
finding
going.
the fucking trophy?
I don't know, but we need to find it. So trophy needs to get going. We need to get the belt changing hands. We need to have a little bit more structure around how the championship is awarded.
Okay, fine. Sure.
And the champion needs to have that for a year. So whether we do it every year at the draft, and you hand over to the champ, and then he keeps it till the next draft, hands it on, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
In my league, or my other league, the champion is responsible for getting the new champion's name engraved on the trophy. And then they award it to the next guy in line, like the Masters when you hand the next champion the green jacket.
Now in this league, it was because you won like $1,000. It's on now. You can pay to get your fucking name on it. It was part of
it's same difference. You paid to get the next guy's name on it. So the guy before you
right.
got $1,000 paid to get
technically that's the same.
It's almost like it's like fuck, I gotta pay for this guy's name to get put on the trophy that I'm giving him. So it's a bit of a slight for not winning it back to back years.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
as I'm just asking about what fucking adults were doing in the mid-90s, watching embarrassing movies like fucking Miss Doubtfire, what are adults doing in fucking 2020? These homeless people can't fucking trade belts or put fucking names on trophies.
Yeah.
Like, guys, it's like $27. You want $1,000. Like, figure it the fuck out and get a fucking name on there. I know it's outrageously expensive. It's like $3 per character at Things Engraved. How would I know that? I'm good friends with them. I've been there like 4 times. Fuck you. But it's about getting it done because it needs to get done. That's the honor. That's the respect.
Yeah.
And the champions, it's on you to create that honor. Commissioners, it's on you to create that prestige.
Well, unfortunately, there's part of the league that's in it for the belt and the trophy, and there's part of the league that's only in it for the money. So,
and there's part of the league that I don't even know what the fuck they're doing here. Because they're not winning.
You mean starting guys on buys and not paying attention and not making trades or making moves or ads or doing anything?
Yeah. Well, I feel like his absence is by design almost. I don't even know where he's at this point.
Okay, so explain to me how he wakes up Sunday morning and swaps out his defense because they weren't playing. Mm-hmm. Their game got canceled.
Yeah.
And puts in the new defense and then says, "Oh, I realized too late. It was too late to move him off my bench." Mm-hmm. When it wasn't too late because he had 3 more guys on his bench on bye he could have dropped for somebody else in the Monday or Tuesday nighter.
Right.
That's just being checked out.
Yeah.
That's just not caring. There's
no
passion.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up that it was your role as commissioner to check him on that. And it seemed if this was Mike Phaneuf, because Mike Phaneuf did the last of his dirty, underhanded commissionership just last week when I conveniently had a surprise buy for my quarterback, and I wasn't allowed to get any heads up about that.
Yep.
So it was just convenient that Mike didn't want to allow me to get any chances at decent quarterbacks to have a good fight against him.
Right.
while otherwise telling other people that he'd add drop anybody that they want.
Yeah.
I love you very much.
Yeah.
And so that was his thing. And then the very next week, the new commissioner plays against somebody on a bye. Like, how do you, especially when you were as open and honest about, hey guys, we have this floating bye situation, I'll add drop, tell me who you would like on substituting. But you didn't at that point go, hey, you dumb shit, you've got a guy on a bye, and you allowed that to happen.
So he had up until 4 o'clock on Tuesday to make a change and make a move.
Yeah.
So I have to afford a man. I'm not going to babysit you. It's not my job to tell you who to put in your lineup and when to do it, and how to manipulate your lineup.
Now you say that now, but you won by 24 points, so it's not even a question. But what happens if you won by 4 and there's a guy that on his list that could have went in, on his bench rather, that got 11 points? So would we be having the same conversation?
What I'm telling you is he had until 4 o'clock to make a move. Mm-hmm. At 4:20, I wrote in the group to Mike, I'm going to need a copy of the rule book. I can't remember what the punishment is for not dressing a full lineup.
Right.
I already have to deal with my first infraction as a commissioner. 20 minutes after the game
and that's citing that.
Yeah, that's citing.
So you're taking a look at it and going, hey, is this after the fact or before the fact? Because you were actively looking at all of these things before.
I'm not gonna go to a guy and go, "Hey, you gonna put somebody in?" That's not my job. I'm not gonna do that for everybody.
No,
but
I know.
He had up until 4 o'clock to make a move. After 4 o'clock, he didn't. So 20 minutes later, when I saw that the game had started and I was looking and he hadn't made a move, I went, hey, this guy hasn't made a move. What's the punishment?
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, it's it's now that you've held this honor. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to make the difficult decisions. Maybe you have to do that yourself.
Do what?
Maybe you got to start. You have to set a lineup that isn't a bye.
That's the mandate, and if you don't, there's a punishment.
So what's the punishment?
That's what I was asking Mike for.
Well, I just know that if Mike had done this, I'd be holding Mike's feet to the fire. So I'm checking you week 1.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out what the punishment is.
I'm just saying, as speaking on behalf of the rest of the league. Now, nobody else has bitched about this, but I noticed. Yeah. And, so that, I don't know what we have to do, but it's one thing. I am about the starting the whole lineup thing. I used to not start kickers at all sometimes. I'd just be like, fuck it, my bench is too deep, and I'll just roll the dice with no kicker. But that's intentional, that's strategy. I'm not throwing a game, so there's no fucking collusion. I think I can beat you without my kicker, and fuck you, I'm keeping him out there. But that's all intentional. Him keeping a guy on a bye, there's no intention for that. He's not throwing the game to you, and if he is, that's collusion.
Right.
And so I'm not saying it should be your responsibility to go in, put a guy against, but we can't just have that laziness happen. So that's the infraction thing. So what is that? Nightingale, you're out. So
that's what I'm saying. What's the That's where we have to figure out the punishment.
Perry's out. Brad Friend's out. Now Nightingale, he's out.
So I think
we're a 9-man league.
I think what it should be, and we'll put it to a vote, is your first infraction, you lose your draft selection. You go to the back of the pile. So wherever you may land, say you get the 4th pick to see where you want to select in next year's draft. Well, sorry, you fucked up. You go to the end of the line. So you're the last guy to pick where you draft.
For a second infraction.
For your first infraction. For an infraction. For not dressing a full lineup.
Okay. And now is that...
We can put that to a vote. Is that too harsh? Maybe. There needs to be another
punishment. I just told you. Like, I would do that by design. Like, there was no... Because the buy thing could be, it could be any type. It doesn't really matter when you're playing an 0-4 guy. Like, there's too many moving parts in that, and you're blowing them out by 25 points. But if it comes down to the wire, it means if he loses, maybe somebody else doesn't make the playoffs. Maybe there's so many moving parts to that, and that's just laziness.
Yeah.
It's another thing if he makes a spot empty because he's just picked up, or he doesn't want to drop Jerry Jeudy because he loves him so much. Well, then make it look like you did it on fucking purpose at the very least, not just you're hungover.
Right, but he had gotten up and made moves in the morning to his lineup.
So what are you implying that he was doing? Thinking he could beat you without him?
No, I think he's just an idiot.
Yeah, so there's the infraction for that.
So does that warrant losing your draft spot, or does it warrant something else?
Because I'll put this as a hypothetical on the same topic. I'm playing you semifinals, and I'm up by 3, and I just have my defense Monday night. You're done. I'm pulling my fucking defense.
Of course.
So, okay, so it's the same thing.
There's a difference between playing to win and playing and not playing.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's easy to be judged.
That's what I'm saying. So to automatically say you don't start that lineup. Well, if the intention to not start that lineup is I've got clumsy old fingers Tony Romo and he's going to drop a ball for 2 points. It's like, well, fuck it. If I'm going to win, I'm going to win. But that
situation's never going to come up with a skilled player anyway. Like, you're never going to not start a running back because you think you can beat him and you don't want to drop your kicker. That's never going to happen.
No, I know.
The only guy you might not start is a kicker, or you might not start a defense.
Right. Well,
unless it's Monday night and you're pulling out your quarterback because you don't want him to go negative.
That's what I'm saying. But it has to be by design. If it's intent, then that's fine. But if the intent is laziness, if it's just laziness or otherwise it looks like collusion.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the win.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm too lazy to even look, care, or it's not collusion and you don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of the league.
Yeah.
That's the other side.
That's the thing. We want people that care about it. So if you don't care, then let us know. You're not hurting anybody's feelings.
Yeah, I'm carrying around Zippos and fucking jerry cans to light this fucking place on fire. If these guys can't even take a look at who they're starting, phone it in, or I mean, it's just it's still frustrating.
It is. It's frustrating, and it's been frustrating regardless anyway the whole time because we are a redraft league. So there's nothing you're holding on to except trying everything you can to make the playoffs. So when people don't do that, you're going, why are you even playing?
And moreover, even the guys who don't make the playoffs are still fighting for a good spot for the next year.
Yeah, you still want to try to be ninth, right?
Yeah, we're doing everything to try to spoon feed these guys into giving a fuck.
Right.
You're not here for our health.
Well, the last few years, it's been last place has to make a cocktail and serve it to anybody. Well, that's not really a threatening punishment. So we're going to have to come up with a better punishment for last place so that guys actually don't want to finish last place.
Well, it's only a punishment if it gets done. The punishment is the $50 that it costs to
make the drink.
Yeah, but even the champions can't even afford to put the fucking names on the thing.
Right.
So, is it money? Is that the problem? Is that what the problem is? Do we now need to take cuts of $5 from everybody's buy-in to make sure that there's enough money so that you can put the drinks together? That's not a shot at Nightingale per se, but it's it seems like the consistent lack of shit is the extra $20.
Right.
And that's the embarrassing part to me because it's I've made $2,500 playing this league. There's no amount of money. I could play for another 10 years and still be up. Fuck, I played for free this year.
Right.
So it's that side of it is just kind of well, if it's that little, if it bothers you that much for that, I just don't even know. If it's not for prestige, if it's not for cash, if it's not for bragging rights, if it's not for action or something to do as a hobby, I don't know what you're doing here.
And we've got plenty of people who would want to be in and want to be involved.
I'll have 2 teams. Fuck it. I need one to win. Jesus Christ.
Well, we can talk about your win. Big win.
Big win. Huge win.
Yeah. You bumped the slump. You're off the schneid.
Yeah. It felt good.
Good.
It felt good. And it was and you know what? And he came back hard. That's all. He came back hard.
Yeah. Well, let's pull up the box score. You're a set it and forget it guy, or were you watching?
I'm a set it and forget it guy.
So you didn't check till Sunday night or whatever?
No. The only time I looked was before the Tuesday nighter, I believe it was.
Right.
I had Khalif Raymond.
You had to make a move because Michael Thomas punched a guy in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so you had to make a last minute move. And how did Khalif do?
2.6.
Well,
I only won by 6 points. I mean, that. See, that's the effort that I'm putting in.
Of course.
I'm thinking I'm deep diving on Khalif Raymond.
Yeah.
And you'd think, who the fuck is Khalif Raymond? Well, I'll tell you, just the week prior with Corey Davis out as well. Sorry, not before the bye. That's 11.5 points. He got action. Like, I'm doing a little deep dive in here. You know what I mean? That's what...
You have to when you're trying to play for a win. Right?
That's how...
And when we're fighting COVID and we're fighting bye weeks and we're fighting everything, you just got to battle.
You have to battle. We're all about battling here over at BatmanChalupas.com, and that's what we're trying to do. But, yeah, it felt really good. It did, you know, it felt good. You know, every win till at least the third win is going to be fucking tooth and nail. But when you're playing down here, when there's 2 and 3 teams, even other teams that should have won lost, it's tough to separate. Excuse me. It's tough to separate yourself from the pack,
right?
When everybody's 2 and 3 and 3 and 4, you know what I mean? Like it's difficult.
Everybody's kind of playing in the middle right now, which is a good thing because everybody can hang around, right?
But I still need more wins. I mean, that's how you win. You win, right?
Yeah, you got to pick up some.
Yeah, it's been an interesting season for Batman Chalupas, but you know we're out here grinding, and even we're starting Khalif Raymond.
At least you're trying.
I'm fucking trying.
You're making moves. I don't think you have any money left on the waiver wire.
I have
You've
nothing.
done what you can.
I have absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sell fucking DK Metcalf for $60 to Brad Patterson. Brad's gonna put him on his bench next to Aaron Rodgers.
And Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, the future, the truth.
You don't want to trade DK Metcalf. There's no good deal out there. Get deals come in, you just decline them and you move on.
Fucking
look and you move on.
Patterson had the balls today. Speaking of Patterson, he had the balls today. I said I offered him Michael Thomas and what's his face? He's got Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
So I offered him Michael Thomas and Kareem Hunt's backup because he's a backup guy. He's got Madison, he's got Cook.
Right.
So I was like, hey, I'll give you him and Michael Thomas, and I think I wanted Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't need the 110 wide receiver for the number 27 running back. And I said, don't fucking insult me by that comment at all.
Right.
Who do you want rest of the season? Go fuck yourself if it's Raheem Mostert.
Right.
And then he said, how about Aaron Rodgers? And I said, Brad, you are going to let that fuck sit on your bench and then flip coins on who to start, either the Buffalo guy who had a shit game or Aaron Rodgers. And what happened to him last year? The exact same thing.
Yeah.
So he's looking to, I guess, you know, in his own Bond way, you know, Bond 2, you know, I can't fool me again. And hopefully maybe it doesn't happen this year, but any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
That's why we play the game, you know?
But yeah, you just don't want to trade these guys.
Yeah, well, not Khalif Raymond. I mean, he's on the block
You don't
now.
send counteroffers.
Oh, you're upset. You're upset.
I'm not upset.
Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not upset.
Do you want to look at my trades? Do you want to look at what I've got going on?
We can look at whatever you've got going.
Well,
I haven't been countered to any of my offers.
Yeah, I texted you with a counter. You said you wanted
to start... You didn't text me with a counter.
You said you
did
wanted
not
to start
text me a counter.
Dialogue. You said I sent you another trade, and I said I guarantee after the Bell news, it's got Hilaire in it.
Are you worried about someone who hasn't been relevant for 3 years?
Who? Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah.
No, I think that Perry was good to hold on to Bell. I think it hurts Darrell Williams. I don't think it hurts Clyde too much. It might hurt Clyde around the goal line, but Clyde's not a goal line back. Clyde was hurting himself on the goal line. We watched that the very first game of the year. I was like, that little plug can't even break that shitty line.
But so you said to me, I would have done that trade yesterday.
Yeah.
And then in turn, I was like, well, it's either the number 15 running back or the number 9, and you just scoffed at it.
I didn't scoff. I said
because you're a big name guy. You need to have a big name.
I need a starter.
So I'm like, swap out Hilaire for the number 9 running back. Swap out the number 15 running back for the number 9. Make the deal better, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah,
no reply, no response.
It wasn't no reply, no response. You want DK Metcalf and Michael Thomas for Clyde Hilaire and Robert Woods. How is that? Like, what do you want? What kind of comment? What conversation are we having here?
You need to win.
Look at these big trades I'm out there with.
You need to
look
win.
at the size of them.
Send me one. You need to win this week.
I do.
Can't.
I desperately need one. And big props to Sully, by the way. I just want to.
Sure, let's hear it.
And I'll just say, because I put that in the group chat.
Yeah.
Hey, these guys, I'll package both of them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 for 1s, 3 for 2s. I don't care. Just get creative. And Sully sends me a trade. It's 2 receivers for one of them. for, I believe it was Michael Thomas, or it might have been Metcalf, doesn't matter. And I was like, well, good on Saul. Now, one of the receivers is on bye, which unfortunately that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything. Like, I don't know what big running backs are on bye this week. Chris Carson, for example.
Right.
Like, if he would have sent me Chris Carson and Josh Jacobs for both of them, yeah, okay, good trade, but that doesn't help me.
Bad trade, but still a bad trade for Saul, but good trade.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not laughing at it. I'm happy Saul like is the first one on here. Here, you need 2 receivers, let go. But it's like, no, I need them to start this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spent the last of my money on Mecole Hardman and LaMichael P. Ryan and the eternal Frank Gore. I'm going Frank Gore versus Adrian Peterson this week.
You're so hot on Lev Bell being the next greatest thing, but he got cut in favor of LaMichael P. Ryan and Frank Gore, and he hasn't been relevant in 3 years.
Please don't say Frank Gore without saying the eternal.
He's infinite.
He's everything.
And then in turn, when you say I would take that trade yesterday, and I go, okay, well, I'll swap out for the number 9 running back, 6 spots ahead, radio silence. So you just don't want to make a deal. That's fine.
I was learning about polyamory and tying people up. That happened. Did it not? It did. Anyways, so let's take a look at the standings. You know what I wanted to talk about this week? Really quick, unless you had something else.
No. I mean, standings are changing. Moves are being made. I'm happy. I've got.
You got a couple dubs.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's all you're looking for right now.
I'm projected to smash Hinton this week. I'm glad I got AJ Brown back.
Yes.
He looked real good.
He did look good, and that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. I'd like to move a running back and a receiver to upgrade somewhere. Right?
It's nice when you make a little premonition like that and it comes through. Because I haven't had that all year, where I've wanted something to happen and it just fucking came through.
Yeah.
This isn't a woe is me sob story. I think that if anybody knows anything, it's been a bit of a topsy turvy one, as it were.
Well, I drafted AJ Brown to be my number 1 wide receiver, and he hasn't played really yet this year. So to see him go a tough matchup against the Bills, who've got a good defense.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you called that. You're like, I need a big week, first week from him, and I need that to happen. It did great. You look like
now I can start him, and
it's
fine.
Like I dropped Jamison Crowder after keeping him on my bench for 3 weeks, and now he's got 200-yard games. Like sometimes you miss, sometimes you don't, but. I was talking to Perry 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, what are you going to do with Le'Veon?
Yeah.
And he goes, nothing. He goes, unfortunately, I can barely start him if he starts.
You can start him.
Yeah, he's like, but I can't drop him. He's like, because in our league, it's all name league. He'll get picked up immediately. Yeah. And what am I going to drop him for? I'm like, no, you're right. He goes, but he's going to get traded. And this is 2 weeks ago. He goes, he's going to get traded, and I hope he ends up on a decent offense, and at least I'll have a somewhat startable running back, as opposed to just throwing him to the Wolves for no reason at all.
Right.
So that wasn't, I'm going to get the greatest player in the history of the world. Yeah. But it was oh shit, he called that 2 weeks ago, and it happened. It's exactly what he wanted to happen. And I don't think it hurts Hilaire as much. It does hurt him. There's no way to say that it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts his floor. I think it might hurt his ceiling, right? Like he's still going to put up 10 points.
Yeah.
But it might be those goal line stuff. But he's a totally different running back than Lev Bell. Like I said, Darrell Williams, you can drop him. Whoever's got him, if you even have him, buy.
Yeah.
He's not. He's the number 3 now, and he's not. He didn't get much work as is. So,
yeah.
I'm not concerned. Like that's why I'm saying, okay, we'll swap out the other guy because I don't care. I'll keep Hilaire on my team. I'm not trying to move him.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be better rest of season than Robinson will be. But Robinson's 5 weeks in, and he's the number 9 running back. So if he's done it for 5 weeks, there's no saying he's not going to do it for the next 10, right?
Yeah. No. I see. I was just talking about you called something and it actually went right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it was a little propers to you and Perry there because I don't know what half the fucking teams in this league are doing with the guys on their bench. Like, let's take a look at. That's what I kind of wanted to talk about.
Bench guys.
I want to talk about bench guys. Yeah.
All right.
Like I want to analyze bench guys. So we're gonna start at Kurt's team here.
Sure.
And we'll just spend a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
But okay, so Kamara's is on his bench, obviously. Whatever. Okay, so he's got T.Y. Hilton here. What are you doing with T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton is probably the guy that you
What do you
always leave on your bench because there's no one better that you want to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But and again, he's going to get picked up. I'm happy to drop Ty.
And it just sucks that I even had to start with T.Y. Hilton because it's not like Khalifa Raymond. You know what I mean? If that was on his bench.
Yeah.
J.K.
Well, who are his receivers? Go up to his receivers.
He's got Thielen, Chenault. I'd start both of them over Hilton.
Of course, but he's still Chenault is who knows, so he's got to have some receivers on his bench.
Yeah.
Just in case.
I'm just saying. J.K. Dobbins. What do you do with J.K. Dobbins?
I think the running back landscape is so terrible that I think you kind of just have to hold him because if Ingram goes down next week, Dobbins is going to get a huge spike.
Yeah. Alshon Jeffrey. Same thing?
Drop.
I tend to agree with that. It's now, I don't even want to go, who would you pick up? I just wanted to go, okay, great. Like, let's
just drop him.
Yeah, like I can't afford to pick him up, so you guys can all get him for free. Okay, but there you go. Okay, so that's Kurt Singleton. But we don't have time to over
each guy.
All this stuff. Okay,
sure.
Hinton. Okay, Eckler, IR, whatever. Chark. Okay, that you hold him.
Yep.
Fant. I keep hearing that he's either out for the season or he might play. So I don't know. He's. I think ESPN's been really kind of slow this year, so he's questionable. He's had himself.
He's still been good. Hinton's had Jimmy Graham holding on, and I think once he knows Fant is good to go, he can drop Jimmy Graham for somebody else, and Fant will be his starting tight end.
It's Chris Hinton, and Jimmy Graham is a Bear,
of course.
So he will stay on his team forever.
Right.
Crowder, I think that's a great bench player. I'd actually probably start him over CeeDee Lamb this week.
You're going to have to, because who knows what Andy Dalton's going to bring. Right?
Well, it's just he won't spread it around as much as. Yeah. And we saw when Dalton got that rock, he was chucking to my boy Michael Gallup. The future. Justin Jackson, okay, nice little pickup for him last week. Teddy Bridgewater.
Who's his quarterback?
Stafford. That's fine.
So he might play the matchups.
And when Brad Friend's buying all of the quarterbacks in the world,
yeah.
I mean, so, okay, but, yeah, all right, fine. Okay, we got Perry coming up next year. What's his bench look like? So, again, decent bench, because I know he's got McCaffrey on there, obviously. Bell now, the Kansas City running back. Keenan Allen, fine. Justin Jefferson, yeah, you're not doing anything with him. He had a couple good weeks, and I don't know if Perry started him last week. Joe Burrow, what are you doing with him?
Drop.
Especially, who's his quarterback?
Patrick
Mahomes. Get rid of fucking Joe Burrow.
Well, he's got to drop somebody because he doesn't have a tight end, so I assume Burrow's gone.
I wouldn't even pick up Joe Burrow if he was on the wire.
No.
Jarrett McKinnon?
He's probably a drop now.
Yeah.
Hey?
What else are you going to do?
To say, but
because by the time...
Again, a running back, you can hold him just because everybody needs running backs this year. As Perry, you see, has been hurt by McCaffrey and Bell all year. Like, who's his starting running backs right now?
He's got Antonio Gibson, Dave Johnson.
Yeah. So
it's not too bad, though.
He's just trying to hold on until McCaffrey gets back, and then his team will be back in good shape.
2 weeks. He's got 2 more weeks without McCaffrey.
Unless they shut him down for the year.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Or he re-aggravates.
Jarrett McKinnon. Now, who's the... So, they got Jeff Wilson. They got Mostert. But there's a fourth guy that I feel like I'm missing.
Is it Tevin Coleman?
Coleman, right? So, where's Coleman in this situation? That's the tough thing about McKinnon. It's like...
Yeah, he had 2 good weeks, but everybody was hurt, so who knows?
Yeah, it's tough. And now DeAndre Swift.
Hoping the rookie's going to start taking over. I don't know.
I'd watch him this week. If he gets 9 or 10 touches, I'd hold on to him. But I think you don't drop him right now. What else are you going to do?
No. I don't think you can have enough running backs on your bench.
I don't hate that idea. Okay, here we go to Paul. Paul Lalonde, Team French. Bonjour, ça va? So we got Henry Ruggs. I guess he's had a couple decent games.
Yep.
He's a very boomer bust.
Yep.
Cam Newton.
He's been hurt, so it's hard to tell.
He's got Cam Newton and Tannehill. Okay, decent
quarterback. He had to pick up Tannehill because Newton had Cove.
And ride the hot hand.
Sure.
Huck a chuck at Tannehill. Jono Smith.
He's like the number 1 tight end.
Yeah, he's got Kittle and Smith.
Yeah. So he needs to deal Kittle. Because I think he'll get more than he'll get for Johnny.
Yeah, maybe. Tony Pollard, so he's backing up Zeke, fine. T. Higgins, that's a nice little wide receiver stash, especially with A.J. Green just getting hurt.
Yeah.
And then Falcon.
He spent big money on the future of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
2 big weeks in a row, so you know what? It's a fine flyer with a wide receiver core that's not...
I don't know anybody who watches that fucking shitty-ass team. Mm-hmm. How is the wide receivers in Philadelphia? You're an Eagles fan, right?
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson's hurt. Alshon Jeffrey's hurt. Zach Ertz is a scrub, and he's terrible, and he's washed.
And Greg Ward is on the wire as well.
Greg Ward is undrafted rookie. Oh, and Rager's hurt. So their top 3 wide receivers are hurt, and their tight end sucks.
So it's not a bad bench.
Oh, and they've got 6 injuries on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a wild scene, man.
I just wanted to shit on the Eagles for a hot second. Aren't they first place? 1-4.
I'd be upset too if I lost to them in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. Okay. Leonard Fournette. We're in Nightingale's team.
Okay. Leonard Fournette is a drop.
Yep. Drew Brees.
Drop.
Sonny Michel.
Drop.
Fucking Christ, Nightingale. What is... Okay, Jerry Jeudy.
You start him.
Yeah, do you start him over Godwin? Godwin's not going to play. And Landry and... Yeah. Okay.
I start him over Landry, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I don't know if
your boy...
If Gilmore's back from Cove or not.
Yeah, he is. And your boy, Darius Slayton.
Yeah, boom or bust. He had a big week last week on Nightingale's bench.
Yeah, and Brandon Cooks.
Drop him.
You would drop him. I put a $2 bid on for him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I needed help this week. I'm buying everything.
Sure.
So it's almost like Nightingale's...
He's phoned.
But his receivers here, like, other than Godwin...
I've been trying to get Godwin for years. He's got no
Nightingale's team isn't as bad as it should be.
It's very bad.
Like, Nightingale, pick a better fucking kicker.
That's what it's come down to.
Well, I mean,
Higbee's no good. His running backs aren't great. His quarterback is hit or miss, and he has no depth. I don't know what you want me to tell you. He's 0-5 for a reason.
He's the Vancouver Canucks of the fantasy football.
Sure.
Other than this year, they're mediocre, but nothing's gonna happen. We got your... Oh, God. Now I got to listen to all the future that is on your bench.
I don't have a lot of future.
Okay, you got A.J. Brown,
yeah,
who you're benching over Woods and Robinson. Your truth, your love, Allen Robinson.
He's been great.
I just can't stand the Bears. Zach Moss, again, he's back. He's healthy.
Finally healthy, so we'll see.
We'll see. This is a wait and see.
Devin Singletary hasn't done anything, which is why I'm holding Moss, because at least there's hope that...
I have Cam Akers for the same reason.
There was rumors that Buffalo was going to sign Bell, and...
Well, Bell just wanted to go to the AFC. He didn't give a shit. It was the Bills, the Dolphins, or...
Well, if he goes to the Bills, he gets to play the Jets twice a year, which is great. But he's only got 1 year left on his deal, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Malcolm Brown, same thing, same reason I'm holding on to Akers.
Yeah.
Somebody's...
If someone gets hurt, somebody's going to
But it's a mess. Debo Samuel... 86.
You're cutting him?
Cutting him.
I'm not ready yet, just because he's still coming off the injury, and he was their number 1 last year, so I'm waiting.
Okay, you got Damian Harris.
Buddy, 100 yards in his first game.
100 yards, and which means...
And was supposed to be the 3-down guy coming out of training camp. He was finally going to be the go-to guy in New England, and he broke his hand. So...
That's what everybody said about every New England running back in the history.
Have you seen him? He's a big boy.
He is a big boy, but I'm just saying it's...
That's the other thing that I'm banking on is he's as big or almost as big as Cam. So maybe he snakes some of those goal line carries to keep Cam healthy.
So what happens to James White? What happens to Rex Burkhead? I know they're the pass
I don't think
catching
anything
backs.
happens to James White. I think Rex Burkhead's time goes down and it hurts Sony. I think if Damian Harris puts up another 10 points this week, I'm starting him.
Okay. Over Clyde Edwards?
I'm playing the matchups. No.
Dalton Schultz. Big money Schultz.
Oh, God, I got burned when Dak blew his leg out. That hurt.
Yeah.
The week I picked up Dalton Schultz, that hurt. So I'll keep him because Dalton's been okay with tight ends. And tight end is such a mess this year that who knows.
Yeah, so Debo Samuel, I think, is your only... But you don't need to drop him.
No, I don't think there's anybody else out there that I'd pick up. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay. We got...
Oh, God, don't make me look at this one.
Why? Because it's the.
Can I just ask why Brad Friend spent $16 on a third quarterback
on a bye?
On a bye.
Well, he has Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson.
So why would you spend $16 on Derek Carr, who's got on a bye?
Can I give myself a little ego pat on the back?
Sure.
Because I believe that Brad Friend doesn't listen to me when I tell him that Ben Roethlisberger has been better for all of his games other than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So he keeps wanting to undersell Roethlisberger with Deshaun Watson.
Doesn't work.
So what he's doing is he's hoping to move Deshaun Watson to me so that Derek Carr is his backup, him and Russell Wilson.
So he always needs that.
He's thinking about me while he makes that move. And I like to know that I'm in Brad's friend's head at 2 a.m. on the waiver night.
Right.
And he's going, oh, I hope me and Donald can make a deal. It's not just a feather in my cap because he's thinking about me. It's also it's a feather in my fantasy cap because he's going, Donald's the only guy who will trade with me. Or because I'm the only guy he'll trade with.
Right.
Or that I'm the guy that people go to for trades. You just saw the encyclopedia that was the list of.
Of course.
And notice they're all there because guys are humming, you know? Cole Beasley, yeah, he's fine.
Drop him.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick him up. N'Keal Harry.
Drop him.
Well, let's see. That's another.
How long are we going to see?
Well, we got to see this week.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And Derek Carr, and he's got two kickers.
Two kickers, 2 tight ends, 3 quarterbacks. He doesn't have a single running back option on his bench,
and he doesn't even have a belt. I try to give Brad Friend as much love as I can, but Jesus.
He started Christ. 2 guys last week that got negative points.
Well, and
then asked me if they get bumped up to 0 instead of having negative points.
Why would he ask you that?
He goes, I think we passed a rule on that. I said, we definitely did not. You have negative points. Oh, well, at least I'm playing Paul, and then Paul mopped the floor with him on Monday night.
Oh, I saw that. That was nice that you did that.
Well, you're going to talk smack, you're going to get smack talked back to you.
Yeah, no, it's good.
All's fair in love and war.
Yeah, no, it's good. That's, you know what, holding people accountable.
Yes.
That's what this new league is about.
Absolutely.
Accountability. So we got, where are we here? Sorry, Amit
Kajar, Mr. 100 Fab.
Okay, Devontae Parker, fine.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett, fine.
Yeah.
Benny Snell Jr.
Does he have
Connor? But I don't even know if Snell is the backup anymore.
Is it McFarland now?
Yeah, so for the sake of argument, keep him because let's call him the backup.
Let's call him the backup.
Gio Bernard.
Does he have Mixon?
No, he does not.
Drop him.
But he is living in the world that Mixon has a hurt neck and has for the last 4 weeks. Anthony Miller.
I don't even think he's the number 2 anymore. I think it's Darnell Mooney, so you can drop Miller.
Yeah, and Kirky Cousins.
He had to pick up He lost Dak.
So he's got 2. So that is what it is.
Oh,
I might even start Cousins over.
Sorry, I just noticed this. Amit's got to drop Dak. He can't put him in his IR. That's for COVID, not for because you lost a limb.
Yeah.
So Amit, drop Dak, or I'll just move him off into the.
No, fuck that. Who did he drop Dak and pick up?
He didn't drop anybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So whoever he picked up, fuck that. He couldn't have picked him up if he didn't move Dak to the IR. That guy's back on the wire. That's an illegal move right there.
Right, yep.
So whoever it is, put him back on. Amit, you cheating fuck. Look at that. Holding people accountable week 1. You're lucky you're so tall, dark, and handsome, and I just wanted you to hold me. But you're still, you know what, Amit? Fucking out. Cheater. So now we got Perry's out, Friends out.
Friends out.
Amit's now out.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Nightingale's out.
Okay. So we're down
4 spots to fill.
We're in an 8-man league.
Yep.
And I like it. This is a league I think we can all kind of get behind.
Sure.
Let's look at Brad's team. I like to shit on Brad, but
he's got a good team.
He's
got the Timothy Dalton of football teams.
Yeah. Who's Timothy Dalton? Oh, sorry. I was like, what player?
Yeah. Huh? Dalvin Cook's out.
Yeah, whatever. Mostert, good.
Gotta keep. Yeah. Waller's on a bye. Sure.
Rodgers, Darrell Henderson. So Brandon Ayuk, 86.
Yeah.
So one guy.
That
was easy. And Brad, what is that? Jason Sanders, the number 2 kicker. It's embarrassing that you care so much about fucking kickers. Just sitting at home, adding, dropping kickers like a sad, sad Timothy Dalton. All right?
Or Roger Moore. We haven't heard yet. I'm sure we'll find out.
He's our number 1 fan. I'm going Connery. Brad is old school. He's picking Connery. That's my vote.
I'm going
You can
Roger
have
Moore.
both.
I get both?
You get both.
Do you want to give me the field?
Yes, I'll give you the field.
Okay, Connery or the field?
Yeah, okay, great.
I like it.
Okay, great. Okay, now the only way that... the only part that I want a little more in my favor, with just considering I'm taking 1 of 6, is... Because I'm letting him pick Elba if he wants Elba, too.
Okay, of course. Tall, dark, and handsome.
Yes, of course.
How can he
not? If Brad has a reason that he likes one of the other guys. So if it's like he likes Dalton because when he was 15, it was like, you know what I mean? Like if he's got like some really cool James Bond story and not just, I like Moore because I like those 3 movies. Do you get it? Like
Yep.
if it's
Yep.
an interesting story.
Yeah.
Not just, oh, I liked those 4 movies, or I liked this movie the best, and thus that's my
James
It's got to
Bond,
be something quirky.
Yeah. Because who do you identify as your James Bond?
It's got to be Brosnan.
It's Brosnan for me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could say it's Connery. I'd be lying through my fucking teeth if it's GoldenEye is the biggest fucking Bond movie of all time, and I don't care about box office sales. I'm talking about N64, bitch.
Yeah.
Fight me. Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to
And then-
your bench or Fanos.
Fan of the future.
Also battling, also struggling, also trying to pick up some wins. Got a nice little both teams below 100 points last week, which is great. Good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jordan Howard.
He's a healthy scratch.
Okay, perfect. Drop him.
Drop him.
John Brown, you can hold him.
Yeah.
Boston Scott.
Does he have
No, I have Miles Sanders.
Drop him. Would you even pick up Sanders?
No, not Boston Scott. No, I wouldn't.
Sorry, yeah.
Nick Chubb, you hold? Yeah.
Yeah, you got to hold him.
MVS, probably a drop.
I don't know.
Adams
We
is
talked
coming
about
back.
MVS just the other day, and is he a good wide receiver too? That's the
Right,
question.
sorry. Is he better with Adams?
Yeah, you know
Okay,
what I
so
mean?
let's wait and see.
It's the Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Look at Calvin Ridley. Look at the number 3 wide receiver in the league. Yeah, look at him when he has all the fucking attention.
Yeah.
And Renfro, yeah, you can ask
Drop
him.
him.
Mike Williams, he just picked Mike Williams up. Probably spent a pretty penny on a guy on a
Definitely
buy
spent a
too.
pretty penny on him.
There's some guys that you can just tell that they played on Monday night.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean, where it's just like, oh, you just. That's why there's so many Seahawks fans here. You know, guys. So why do you have that Seahawk? Why do you have? Is not. I was gonna say J.D. McKissick. No, who's the tight end in Seattle?
Will Disley?
Disley, yeah. I was going to say McKissick. I knew it was a disc. Yeah.
New phone who Disley?
Yeah, like Disley. It's like, why is this? Oh, right, because you saw him get a 17-yard catch. And
Right.
you're like, oh, I'll have him on my team. Not realizing he got 1 catch for 17 yards, his first catch in 3 games. But you were forced to watch it because you paid $200 a month on Shaw, and you get Channel 13 that gives you the Seahawks game.
That's right.
And no kicker. I like that. Mikey playing fast and loose. That's how good Mike thinks his team is. That he's going to play his next game with no kicker.
Well, he's got J.D. McKissick, so how could you not?
How could he not? And Lamar Jackson, what do you do with him?
Oh, try to trade him?
Drop him. Drop him.
He's got some value.
Look
Can
at what
trade.
I just fucking said, and I'm saying it again. Is Lamar Jackson the bust of the year?
Well, no, Saquon.
No, non-injury. I mean...
Non-injury related?
Yeah.
Based on draft.
Based on
position?
draft? Yeah, that's obviously what I mean.
Yeah, he could be.
Lamar?
I'm trying to think of like the first round. Julio, but he's injured.
Yeah, no injury related.
Devontae, yeah, probably Lamar.
Like Lamar...
As it stands, Lamar's for the draft capital you spent.
For
he's
a
the best.
quarterback,
He's the best.
too,
Yeah,
right?
what's his ranking?
He is number 13.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, you drafted him to be 1 or 2. That was
Yeah.
it. Full stop.
Yeah, and he's got Philadelphia this week, which...
Should have a good week.
Should,
Yeah.
yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Drop him. Or could just go to Brad Friend. He's
looking for another quarterback.
Yeah, Brad Friend, give Mikey 25 fab dollars for Lamar Jackson. Does Mikey have a backup quarterback?
No.
At least he's playing that way.
Of course, you should. You should.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to bother pulling up your bench and introduce people to some names they've never heard of? Or...
The Dawn special.
Yeah.
You should my bench. Let's.
Oh,
talk about
sorry.
the
Your
whole
bench
team.
is way better than your starting lineup. I forgot you got a lot of hurt players.
Yes, that's true. So I got.
You can draw.
Yeah. Let's talk about my bench real quick.
Yeah,
here.
Gallup.
Sure. Josh Kelly.
What's gone on with Josh Kelly?
I don't
It's just
know.
Not what you. What
I
you were hoping
watched
for.
that game. I feel like Kelly. I would say was looking. They were both looking meh. It was just they were playing in overtime, and Jackson played the majority of the end of the fourth quarter. I would say he was the passing down back, but they went back and forth enough. But when they were going for those last final drives, it was Jackson. Jackson just didn't come off the field.
The problem is they're on bye now.
Mm-hmm.
Eckler's already been out for 2 weeks. This will be 3. His prognosis was 4 to 6. So you could get one more game out of Kelly before Eckler gets back technically.
Full disclosure, I have no idea what to do with him.
No.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
one of those guys, if you drop him, he gets picked up.
Right away.
And there's nobody else to replace him.
Yeah, like I'd trade him for Hinton straight up because Hinton has Jackson and Eckler.
Yeah, but what does the guy want 3 running backs on the same team for?
Well, you can have the running back on that team.
Regardless, you can drop to Ernest Johnson and...
I'm not dropping Ernest Johnson.
Okay. All right. That's
and LaMichael Pirine.
You're hoping. If Le'Veon Bell can't do it, LaMichael Pirine can.
Yeah.
Running behind Frank Gore.
Yeah, and then my boy Corey Davis, who's got that vid.
He's got the cove.
But he's moved over for your boy A.J. Brown. Why don't we have a smooth Davis for Armstead trade?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Blockbusters, we call those ones there. And I don't have a kicker. So
you're going to have to drop somebody for a kicker?
That's the thing right now is that I'm hoping to do
a
4 for 3, 3 for... Like, I don't know what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. I don't expect my bench to look like this. Yeah. Remember the last time we looked at my bench? It was my team was different within the next 15 minutes.
Well, we'll see if you ever reply to any trade offers, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
I think as we wrap it up here, we want to end the coronation by one final sign-off, right? Is that what we're doing?
That's it. Yeah, it's one final sign-off. So...
Mike, you had a good run, 10 solid years, and it's time for new blood.
Yeah.
It's time for a fresh start. It's time to go in the right direction, and we're looking for 4 new GMs. So if you know anybody who's interested, please let us know.
Yeah, and like I don't know if it was 10 good years, actually. I think it was kind of shitty years.
It was 10 years.
It was 10 years. Thanks for existing for 10 years, Mike.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so next week, guys, make some calls or something. It's kind of embarrassing. I mean, we're sitting here. It's the man's got a baby at home, and he's here talking to this guy, and you guys can't even call in and get us all, give us something to talk about. There's a lot of Halle Berry this week.
That was great. We love you, Mike.
Yeah, love you, Mikey.
This is your funeral, or this is your retirement.
Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair.
And this is how it feels.
As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. As our lives change, come whatever.
Oversized jersey, same t-shirt,
old,
just trying to add drop guys for other teams, even when it would directly affect exactly what the outcomes he was looking for. Just classic.
All the good stuff.
Classic.
We'll see you next week.